Yo, welcome back to the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. Super duper appreciate the support as always. Today we'll be reacting to Harvey Elliott's comments. Very good interview here. Now you might have seen some clips or some quotes online on social media of Harvey Elliott basically talking about how he needs to be leaving and how he needs more game time. But today we'll be reacting to the entire clip, get the full context, and we'll be putting our own commentary on it. And yeah, I mean, it's been a rough it's been a rough season for Elliott. Manager just doesn't really rate him. Florian versus coming in, so the writing's on the wall, and it's hard for him. It's hard for us as the fans because we know how much he loves the club, how much he wants to play, and how much he wants to make it work. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it.
It's going to be hard, but I'd hoped I would have got some more opportunities. But football's football. This is what happens, and I think as a player, from what I've learned, from being around everyone for ages, you just have to accept it. You have to keep working hard, keep trying, and like the PSG games when opportunities do come, you just need to make the most of them.
Tyler mentioned that he's found it a little bit difficult as well, not being able to play as much. You mentioned you and Jurgen have been like a little group together. Can you just talk about that and how important it is to be able to, like you said, if sometimes you're not playing, it can be a bit difficult. What's that like, first of all, and how important is it to be able to draw on someone like Jurgen and Tyler as well?
I think that's that's a good thing that us three have. We're always looking out for each other, and we're always making sure everyone's okay, checking in with one another, and I think it's been a tough season for all three of us really. We're all players that want to play football. It's as simple as that. We're not content with what we have. We always want to have more. We want to gain more experience, and more importantly, we want to play for the team that we support, that we love, and there's no better feeling than that. But at the same time, I think we need to be mature about the situation. We need to reflect and see if there's anywhere that we could have done better. And as I said, as long as we just make sure that one another's okay and look after it.
So yeah, so three academy players, all struggling to break into the team. Kwanzaa, Morton, I think those players are very likely to leave as well, especially Morton. I think Morton's just really gonna struggle to kind of establish himself into that side, into that midfield with McAllister, Gravenberg, Endo, Curtis Jones, by Cecic, Vert's coming in. He's going to be the attacking midfielder. Soboslai is going to probably be pushed back into that kind of ball-winning midfielder role. So for Morton, I think the writing's on the wall. Kwanzaa, I think the manager doesn't really trust him. You can kind of see that Kwanzaa's confidence is a bit low. So, and there's a lot of interest from other clubs with Kwanzaa, but yeah, it's kind of telling to me that those three players together, they're kind of struggling to break into the team, and they're all kind of helping each other out in these hard times. So,
ourselves and each other. I think we can go on to good things.
One other thing that Tyler mentioned is that obviously Arne's a bit different to Jurgen. Did Arne set you out something that he wanted you to do, so you knew what you were trying to get to be in the team?
Yeah, we did have a fair few conversations, and I tried as much as I can, and everything that he told me I took in my stride. Took it on board, and I tried to improve on it. I think it's always hard when you're not really in the team. To be able to show that you've worked on them, in training it's a bit different because training, the intensity, the difference between training and game is massive, and what I learned and how I could improve on things. As I said, I tried as much as I could. I just need to keep trying.
In terms of you said that you wanted more money.
So there we go. Slots had clear instructions for Harvey Elliott. Obviously, Slot's got a particular style of play, and Slot kind of wants his attacking midfielder to be more kind of defensive, to cover for Mo Salah. He wants Mo Salah to be the creative spark, the goal machine, the assist machine. Obviously, Salah's legs are not going to be there, so he can't be tracking back. So if you've seen this season, Soboslai, he's been more kind of defensively savvy, and he's not been able to be given that kind of freedom to really kind of express himself in a creative sense. So that's why Soboslai's been preferred. He's more athletic, I think. Harvey Elliott, I think he might not have the athleticism to be able to kind of conduct all of Slot's kind of instructions, but Harvey Elliott, you could just see here that he's really kind of putting in the effort. He's really kind of trying to make it work. So it's unfortunate, man. You can see by the interview he's a little bit downbeat, and it hurts, man. It hurts to see this, but one thing you cannot fault him for his work ethic and how he's really kind of tried to make things work with the club that he loves, the club that he supports, and yeah.
And that it was tough to sort of be around that. coming away from, will maybe a step away from, have you ever considered maybe stepping away from Liverpool, because obviously with the seniors on the, you want to make that step, and then obviously more minutes in the Premier League. Is that something you've ever sort of considered, or you are considering?
I don't know. I think it's just a situation that me and the team on my behalf have to have a conversation about, because I'm coming into an age now where I'm 22, I'm going to be 23 next season, and I don't really want to be wasting years of my career, because it's a short career. You don't know what's going to happen. Touch wood, it don't, but like injuries and things, and it could shorten it. So I think it's a situation that, as I've said before, I need to reflect. I need to see if I'm content in doing what I'm doing, and how can I improve as a player, because that's the most important thing. That's the main thing really. I just want to improve and be the best possible version of myself, and the best player I can be. And if that's to go somewhere else, then it's a decision that I'm going to have to make, and I just need to see what happens.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot more English players maybe go abroad.
So there we go. That pretty much kind of gives to me that the writings on the wall, I think, kind of talks have been going on in this camp about him getting a move elsewhere. Where Vert's coming in, the writings kind of on the wall. The manager just doesn't really kind of trust him that much, unfortunately. And as I keep saying, Elliott's really trying to make things work with the club that he loves, the club that he supports, the club he wants to be a part of. But yeah, it's just not looking good for Harvey Elliott here. And with Verts coming in, that's going to push him down even further down the pecking order. And he's, with Verts coming in, basically guaranteed to be a bench player, really. Maybe like an impact player coming off the bench, but even then, opportunities have been limited. So, unfortunately for him, he's going to have to look elsewhere, I think.
Abroad and get the experience over there as well. Something that's happening a lot more now than in the past. Maybe is that something you've maybe sort of crossed your mind as well?
Yeah, maybe. As I said, it's a situation that me and my team need to reflect on, to look at, and see what the best path is for me. It could still be Liverpool. Nothing makes me want to leave. I love the clubs. I love the fans. The team. I support them as well. And but as I said, most importantly, it's just about what's best for my career. And I just need to make that decision.
So there you go. He's kind of keeping the door open. Obviously, he can't just come out and say, look, I'm definitely 100% leaving. But as mentioned there, he loves the fans. He loves the club. He loves, he supports them. So for him, you could tell that this is not an easy decision for him to make, and something that he's been struggling with mentally. He kind of sees a little bit down. And yeah, it's kind of sad to see, man, because we all like Harvey Elliott, but...
And lastly, because I know you're trying to get moved on now, but obviously coming back to that PSG goal as well, and then maybe not getting more minutes off the back of that, is that something that you maybe thought that you would have done, maybe got more minutes after that?
Yeah, I thought so. I thought, PSG was, it was kind of a high for me, especially with the Premier League game coming up a few days later. I thought, maybe it was an opportunity for me to get a start and to showcase what I can do, and just get a nice run out. But the boss is the boss. He's the man in charge, and he's the reason why we've won the league, because of his decisions, and his decisions will need to start me. And I can't complain. I just need to make sure I'm ready and to keep going.
Nice. Cheers.
So there you go. That's pretty much telling, right? I think after the PSG game, he saved the day. You would have thought maybe you would have got a few more kind of run-ins, got a few more minutes here, started a few games. But for me, from that point on, the right was really, really kind of on the wall. Harvey comes off the bench, saves the day, but it's just not quite enough still to break into that team and even get more than a cameo here off the bench, 20 minutes. So yeah, sad to see him go. Always going to be remembered in a fond way by the fans, I think. But I think for him, it's the correct move to make to leave the club and get game time elsewhere. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. Make sure to comment, like, share, and sub. Catch you guys in the next one.